Today, we'll be exploring the unfortunate reality of the decline of certain American cities that were once thriving and prosperous. These cities have experienced a significant decrease in population and economic activity over the years, leaving behind a trail of abandoned buildings and struggling communities. So, what went wrong? Join us as we dive into the complex factors that contributed to the downfall of these once vibrant cities and explore what, if anything, can be done to revive them. Have you ever returned to a city after 10 years or more and thought, "Oh, the vibe isn't what it used to be"? Perhaps it is much quieter, or it seems less secure, or a homeless man is using a needle to get his daily dose. Numerous American communities are experiencing this, often as a result of large businesses moving away from the area or even to another nation, causing a significant portion of the population to relocate. The cities you'll find on this list are moving in the opposite direction, losing more and more population, while some American communities are expanding swiftly. You'll find that there may be a variety of causes for this, and they may be all related. People will naturally move away if the economy shrinks as a result of their departure, which also increases crime because few people enjoy being robbed while looking for work and being bored to tears because the only thing to do is watch the inflatable tube man at a depressing car dealership. Maryland's Baltimore. Baltimore's population dropped by the most in a single year since 2001 in the last year, which was in 2018. Regrettably, crime comes to mind when many think about Baltimore. Baltimore is plagued by a dismal employment market, high crime rates, and limited housing alternatives, even though Maryland has the highest median family income of any state. Baltimore City Councilwoman Mary Pat Clark said in 2019 that the population will come back as soon as we get all this violence under control, which may be true, but fixing the high crime rate would require a lot of effort. Baltimore, however, has the highest murder rate in the nation. Pennsylvania's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh may be pleased with the rising immigrant population in the city, for those who appreciate immigration at least. Since a large portion of Pittsburgh's population has recently relocated, maybe this will aid in the city's ability to expand once again. Some individuals go to the other side of the world. After all, they are unable to find employment there because they want to experience a new environment or, as is the case everywhere else in the nation, because they fall in love with a vile man posing as a Russian lady online. St. Louis, Missouri. The deadliest city in the USA is this one. A violent crime occurs in 1 in 50 people, or more than 2,000 violent crimes per 100,000 people. I don't know about you, but such odds don't appeal to me. Or, I suppose I could pull it off, but then I'd have to be involved in the violent crime itself. Yes, it does sound superior. Although I'm not a violent person, you still need to adjust. You get what I mean? Moving there, however, is not a smart idea. Would it be worthwhile to remain in a city where bagels are cut like loaves of bread? They do that, indeed. Additionally, it is America's deadliest city. Although I'm unsure of the relevance in this case, I am certain that there is one. Perhaps cutting your bagels that way is strongly associated with psychopathic personality characteristics. Cincinnati, Ohio. The loss of huge corporations like John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil Company, which had employed thousands of Cleveland residents and was reportedly broken up as a result of a lawsuit by the U.S. government, is mostly to blame for the demise of this metropolis. Although it occurred in 1911, it has continued ever since and is one of the greatest instances to illustrate why cities are disappearing. Many communities rely heavily on their regional industry, so if a major corporation folds or relocates, residents will leave the area in search of employment elsewhere. Take a look at these figures to get a sense of how dire the situation is in this city. The population has decreased by roughly 60% during the last 50 years. Anchorage, Alaska. No disrespect intended, but Anchorage's senior population is increasing 3 times faster than the country as a whole, which is never a good sign. Okay, I'm not arguing that there should be fewer senior citizens. Simply put, when the population ages quickly, there are fewer individuals of working age, which has several detrimental effects on the economy. Although this isn't an economics channel, I hope you get the general idea. Since the 1980s, this Alaskan city's population has been drastically falling, and a large part of the reason is due to persistent crime. To put it another way, everyone who is younger is leaving their parents and grandparents to fend for themselves. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Obesity is a problem for Americans in general, but it's particularly bad in certain cities, including Baton Rouge. With 1/3 of the population being obese and almost 40% of people saying they don't eat properly, Baton Rouge is one of the American cities with the poorest diets. And it just includes those who said they weren't eating properly. Most individuals are consuming junk food without even realizing it. Do you think that has anything to do with the population decline then? Well, we may infer that it contributes to why people aren't happy with their lives there, but it's probably only one minor factor among many. While Baton Rouge has many of the same issues as the other cities we highlighted, the 2016 flood is also partly to blame for the city's recent population decline. Chicago, Illinois. When it comes to its reputation, this city has had some terrible luck. It was formerly regarded as one of the most divided cities in the nation, but today it comes in last for startups. Due to this, it is very unlikely that businesses would relocate to the city. Additionally, during the last 30 years, the proportion of middle-class families has decreased while inequality has increased due to the growth of the top and lower classes. The city's poorest areas had infant death rates that were greater than those in Syria, which simply seems absurd considering that Milwaukee is probably not a rocket target. Jackson, Mississippi. With houses costing an average of $56,000, the city has housing values that are half of the national average. It's not going well then. Fair enough, they did obtain a $1 million grant to revamp their transportation system in 2019, so let's cross our fingers. However, if the city is bad to begin with, you wouldn't want to go there, so I'm not sure what the purpose is. Buffalo, New York. Although not Buffalo, New York State appears to be doing rather well. Buffalo's population has decreased by around 5% since 2010, although the city's downturn can be dated at least as far back as 1983, when the Bethlehem Steel Factory closed, leaving over 10,000 people without jobs. And I suppose that realization led people to ask themselves why they would choose to remain in Buffalo of all places, when they could relocate to almost any other city. But before it started to deteriorate, it was the biggest U.S. grain milling hub, which, to be honest, didn't support remaining in Buffalo. But before that, Buffalo had the highest per capita number of millionaires. Metropolitan Detroit. It's a little trickier with this one than the others. Detroit has a poor image and has indeed gone through a lot of hardships, including bankruptcy. Yes, the whole city of Detroit filed for bankruptcy. The city that is now home to Motown Records was once among the fastest growing in the U.S., but it began to deteriorate as many automakers withdrew, mostly as a result of the fall of its automotive sector. The calm streets and deserted buildings in certain areas of Detroit may often give the impression that you are walking through a ghost town. Detroit is very well known for its foreclosed homes, which can be purchased for about $500. On the other hand, the city is currently one of the top places for millennial job seekers after emerging from bankruptcy with some renovation plans. Even though the population is still declining, the locals are optimistic that things will improve. As you can see, a large number of people are leaving these decaying cities. We hope this video has shed some light on the complex issues facing these communities and inspire you to learn more about the challenges facing cities across America. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this topic. What do you think went wrong in these cities? What can be done to revitalize them? Please share your comments and ideas below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching.